And our international correspondent Afua Hagan joins us on the news now to speak more on this. Afua, just fill us in what's happening following Kamala Harris' acceptance of defeat, looking at the outcome of this election.
Well, a very emotional speech from Kamala Harris last night when she conceded the election and talking to very emotional supporters as well. Lots of people who feel that she ran a good campaign and bitterly disappointed that they didn't make it over the line. But now it's all about that transition of power, which Kamala Harris has vowed, that she will preside over in the coming months up until the inauguration on January the 20th. Now, before that, we are going to hear from President Joe Biden in a couple of hours. That will be 11 a.m. Eastern Time. He is going to address the nation. We're not quite sure what he's going to say in his remarks. He will definitely comment on the election gone by, the campaign that was run by Harris Walz. He will probably express his disappointment, perhaps, but also he will talk about that transition of power and making sure that that runs smoothly. Last night, Kamala Harris made a bit of a dig at President Trump about that transition of power, saying that that's something that we do. We live by the Constitution. We love the Constitution. We love the United States of America, emphasizing that it will not be like it was in 2021. There will be no insurrection. There will be no threats of violence, of cheating, or anything else.
Afua, as Democrats carry out their post-mortem, what do you think is next for them?
Well, there definitely is going to be a lot of soul-searching happening in the Democratic Party over the coming weeks and months. They need to rebuild and they need to figure out why they lost so many voters and how they managed to squeeze out the middle. It's those middle people that went to the Republicans. This is people that aren't necessarily on the left or the right of politics, but perhaps are just thinking about their bank balances. How much money do I have in my bank account at the end of the week, and which party is going to be better for my economics? And America is at a point where people literally can't afford to think about their values and put their values first. There's lots of people whose values might be much more with the Democratic Party, but feel that the Republicans will be better for the economy. Americans had more money in their pockets under a Trump government. That's the reality of it. And in this democratic cycle, you did have a pandemic and lots of other things happening that affected the economy. Inflation was a huge part of that as well. And inflation is coming down, but it was just too little too late for a lot of people, especially in the middle, who felt that the Republicans would be better for the economics. And also there was a lot of people that felt that the Democrats talked down to them and not to them. So the Democrats have to now figure out how they're going to cut through, how they're going to become a party for working people that working people can relate to. They definitely need to overhaul the leadership as well, because remember, not just the presidential election, there was a Congress and a Senate House election as well, and it looks like the Democrats are going to be wiped out across the board. So now is a time for them to have a long, hard look at themselves and rebuild if they want to take back any sort of power in the midterms in 2 years' time, and then the next general election 2 years after that.
Thank you so much for bringing context to this post-election U.S. election. Afua Hagan, our international correspondent, many thanks indeed.